Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you just watched my new intro. Right now, you're watching my review for World Trigger Chapter 41. Now, this one starts off with us learning just a little bit of information. Gene saved Midorikawa from a neighbor when he was, oh, he's still a kid, so I guess I'll say when he was younger, when he was an even younger kid. And the reason he set his sights on Osamu was because he was jealous that Osamu was in Tamakoma and he wasn't. So he ends up apologizing to Osamu. And people end up learning the truth about what happened with his match with Kazuma, that he actually lost like 20 times before finally getting that tie. But even after they learn that, they're still giving him attention, because they call him a mystery because he's really weak. But even so, he has the respect of Yuma, and Yuma calls him his captain. Kido is actually asking to see him. Plus, he knows a bunch of S rankers, though Jin isn't actually S rank anymore. But still, people still think of him as S rank. So they're looking at all this stuff and saying, how come this guy is so bad, but he still has all this stuff? Like, there's something about this guy, So he still has the attention of all these other people. But once they end up leaving and actually going over to Kida's office, on the way there, Jin asks them about what they thought of Midorikawa. And Osamu says that he thought it was pretty good. He couldn't, unlike Kazuma, he wasn't able to read him at all. But Yuma says that the reason he was able to do so well is because he didn't try and read Midorikawa, he just thought of him as an animal. And then reacted in a way that would work against an animal. Yeah. And Yuma's saying that actually reminds Osamu of what Yosuke said last chapter about Midorikawa being like a puppy that wants to show off his tricks and everything like that. And Yuma ends up mentioning as well this thing that his dad used to tell him. And it's that humans are often illogical, which is true. And that sometimes it's better to read their behaviors and personalities rather than their actions. So Yuma's strategy going into the match was to let Midorikawa win a couple times because he's proud and he's confident, and he wanted to make him cocky and make him underestimate him. And it worked. When Midorikawa did start losing, he got upset, he got reckless, he lost his form, as Yuma put it. And Yuma says that he would do the same thing to neighbors in battles, let them win a couple, but then strike back, and then all of a sudden they just lost it, and they lost. They would lose to Yuma, and seeing and hearing all this stuff from Osamu and Yosuke and Jin, Osamu, he kind of just resolves himself to get better, to be more like Yuma, to catch up to him, to catch up to Ai and Kazuma, Yosuke, Miwa, and all the guys, Midorikawa, all of them. And I actually like that. I've really started to like Osamu. In the beginning, Osamu didn't really strike me as that interesting of a character, I didn't dislike him, but I didn't really like him either. But now I'm actually starting to like him, so he's really starting to grow on me, which is a good thing. But they end up arriving at Kido's office, and what was his name? Shinoda? I think it's Shinoda. Tells him about the upcoming invasion that's going to happen, and pretty much the reason that they want to talk to Yuma is where's Chika? Where's Chika? They wanted to see Osamu and Yuma, but they just left Chika hanging. Where's she? Kinuto went to talk to her, but he just left her there. Where's she's part of the team too. She's being left out now. It's kind of messed up. But they end up telling them about I'm getting off topic. They start telling them about the invasion and everything. And the reason Borda wanted to see Yuma specifically was because they wanted him to give them as much information as he can about their potential enemies and what countries might be the ones attacking them, and just intel, pretty much. And Yuma says, oh, well, if it's stuff like that, then Replica would probably be your best bet. So Replica goes and introduces himself. And he actually introduces himself as a Tryon soldier that was created by Yugo. And I found this interesting because most of the people reacted to, well, we only saw a few people react, but the people we did see react, they were all reacting to the Tryon soldier part. But Kido, he reacted more to Yugo. So I just found that interesting that Kido, he's just either he already expected something like that, or he didn't expect it, but he's still calm in that situation. He was just more interested in the fact that it was Yugo who created the Tryon soldier replica. But Replica ends up telling them all that he does have records of all of the countries that Yugo and Yuma went to over in the neighborhood. But before he gives them any information, he wants them to guarantee Yuma's safety because he doesn't trust them. He doesn't trust Border HQ at all. He points out that the people in Border, they're indiscriminately hostile to neighbors. And with Yuma in Border, he just doesn't feel comfortable he just doesn't feel comfortable with Yuma being in Border because he's in danger. Because these guys don't give a crap. They're ignorant of the situation. They don't know as much as they think they do, and they think that all neighbors are bad when in reality it's not. It would be like someone saying all humans deserve to be destroyed because one guy committed a crime, But that's not true. So that's what they're doing to the neighbors. They're saying, oh, well, these neighbors are attacking us, so all neighbors must be bad. Which I guess is understandable since they haven't exactly seen many good neighbors. But still, Replica realizes that they might actually just cause harm to Yuma, and he says, I want you guys to guarantee Yuma's safety, or else I'm not going to give you any information. And Osamu, he actually reminds us that Yuma's side effect lets him detect lies. And while Kinuta, he has no qualms about betraying Yuma. He's sitting there with a smile on his face. Yotaro is actually sitting next to him the whole time, just looking at him. But while Kinuta has no qualms about betraying them, Kido actually agrees to it, and he's telling the truth too. So that's interesting. Personally, I would have preferred for him to be lying. That way, I just feel like that would be a more interesting way for the story to go. But imagine what it would be like if he was lying. And then Replica would say, no, I'm not giving you any information, and then they just leave. And then Border's in the dark about the whole invasion now. They don't know anything. Then they try, once the invasion starts, they're in trouble. I just think it would be more interesting for Kido to have been lying, but he's not. He's telling the truth. And all's well that ends, I guess. And that's it for the chapter. That's really how it ends. Replica decides to give them the information. But yeah, for this chapter, I guess I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, the main part was Replica at the end. There was a cool part that I mentioned before about Osamu resolving himself to get stronger and catch up to everyone. But I mean, other than that and the Replica stuff, it was just okay. So I'll give this chapter 7 out of 10. It was a cool chapter, but that's it. Yeah, that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.